Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a compilation video of many of the stocks that we have been looking at over the course of tonight. As always, if you do enjoy watching videos on the channel, if you do enjoy these more long form compilation videos, let me know in the comment section. The intention of these is to bring your attention to some stocks which you may have missed, some stocks which you may not have heard of, and basically the trends that we are seeing in the broad markets. Again, I do try and produce as much content for you guys as possible every single day, so again, if you do like it, again, let me know, leave a like on the video, subscribe, it does help me out a lot. But with that being said, we might as well jump straight into this video. Again, thank you for being here. I do hope I'll see you again soon. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are looking tonight at Nvts. You can clearly see the stock is up today by 20%. I'm going to be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what we are seeing here. As always guys, if you do enjoy the videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd also like to remind you though, I am not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice. Make sure you are currently doing your own research and of course make your own decisions. With that being said, jumping straight into this one, you can clearly see, as I say, the stock is up big today. This is obviously a very good thing. However, one thing that I will urge caution with, as these stocks do continue to push higher and in such a short period of time, I do become a little bit cautious as to where the next potential moves could be. Now, clearly at the moment, it does appear to be the case that we are seeing a little bit of resistance right around the 1520 mark and also just up to the 1540 mark. You know, that could be something to pay attention to going forwards into tomorrow. Of course, if we do blast through that, that could also be a huge green flag. At the same time, you could be expecting a potential pullback at some point soon. We are to a degree starting to see some levels of support. We saw this over the course of today. 1430 holding up. We saw levels just below that around 1410 and of course right down there at 1365. These could all be numbers to pay attention to. Now, that's not me saying that the stock is of course going to pull back. Of course, we may not see that. We may see it continue to push, but what I am saying is this is something that you should prepare yourself for just in case it does happen. With that being said, we are seeing the RSI also quite high. It is cooling off today as we have of course slowed down towards the late part of the day. However, you can clearly see those numbers are still very high and very much still touching on the overbought range for the RSI. These two things, or all these factors I should say together, do beg the question as to where we go next. Again, if we're able to break out to the upside, we could be seeing even more gains, of course, but at the same time, as I say, I do urge caution with those levels down below. That's just my personal thoughts, guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it down below in the comment section. Thank you for your time and goodbye for now. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are looking at MARA. This is of course Mara Holdings. We have seen this one today up by 2.7%, and over the course of this video I'll be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what we are seeing. As always, if it does sound good, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. At the same time, I'd like to remind you I am not a financial advisor and this is obviously not financial advice. With that being said, jumping straight into the video, a few things standing out. As I say, we are up today but just by 2.7%. Now, given the recent rises that we have seen, this is a very good thing. Do bear in mind that on the 15th, of course, that is today, I should say, this stock is of course at a point where the RSI is relatively high, and this is something to pay attention to. The consolidation that really we are seeing today is a good sign. We're coming to a point now where yes, we are establishing new potential highs, well, new highs recently for the recent period, and we are ideally looking for breaks above the 2330 range. But at the same time, what else do you notice? Well, like I say, that consolidation, that stability. And why this matters so much is because this stock is up big. Just go back to what, the 10th, right, just a few days ago. You can see this major run up. This has obviously brought the RSI right up with it. And again, it has brought a lot of questions, especially when stocks go up in a straight line or a near enough straight line like this. Now, of course, we all want to see this run continue, but there are a few numbers that I'm paying attention to. To the low end, I'm looking at 2250. To the lower end, I am also looking at 2220. Below that, I think you could very easily see numbers such as 2180 potentially holding up too. Those are the levels that I'm looking to the downside. If you're able to push to the upside, of course, you're looking at 2315, you're looking all the way up to 2323, and potentially right up and retest that level at 2340 and 2350 for a potential new breakout. My most ideal situation, and the situation that I would like to see the most over here, is a consolidation into the next few days, where we are going to see, again, the RSI cool off. We're going to see continued support and continued supports coming in, which would indicate that there is still a lot of strength in this stock, building the next floor for the next potential leg up. Anyway, guys, that is just my personal thoughts on it, just my opinions. I'd love to hear yours. Let me know in the comment section what you have to say. Thank you for your time, and goodbye for now. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are looking now at BITF. This is of course Bitfarms stock. You can see this one today is up by 9.85%, and over the course of this video I'll be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what might be coming next. If it sounds good, if you do enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always though, do remember I am not a financial advisor, so you should be doing your own research. Now coming over here and looking at this stock, well of course we are seeing this major breakout since about the 8th of September, maybe even a bit before that, and of course this is taking us just higher and higher and higher, again up just under 10% over the course of today's trading. And whilst this is a very impressive thing, whilst this is very good, it's important to note how hot this stock appears to be burning right now. We're very close to being in the overbought range on the RSI. To be honest, we really have been for the majority of the whole month, as the stock of course does push even higher. We had a little bit of a cool off over the past couple of days. Again, this is mainly due to this somewhat slowing rate of growth, but again towards the late part of today specifically, we have seen this just continue to push on to the upside. Now again, in terms of upside potential here, this one doesn't appear to be slowing down right now, which again is going to be a very interesting thing to see. And again, I think this one does have that potential to go higher. We are somewhat at a point now though where you do have to ask some questions. We haven't really seen a pullback. I mean, we've seen one briefly over the course of this morning, but we haven't really seen a major pullback for quite some time. I think most notably the one that we saw was between here on the 10th all the way into, well, actually the end of the day, right? It was only a short one. At the same time, right, I know it's only been a matter of days, but just look at how much the stock is up. I would be cautious, and that's not to say that I'm bearish. That's not to say that I don't think that good things can happen over here. It is to say that when a stock goes up in a straight line, right, the risk is increasingly heightened, in my opinion. The RSI burns hot like it is right now, very close to the overbought range. We get to a point where we are, if we do have a drop, right, we don't have any established floors, so it does become quite difficult to predict price action, especially to the downside. Now of course, upside potential, we all want to see this one as unlimited. Next levels could potentially be well past the 750 range, of course, past the 760s, all the way possibly up to $7 in the next couple of days. But again, at the same time, right, where do we go if, and this is a big if, things move to the downside? Well, of course, I'm looking at levels such as 577. I'm looking at levels such as 590 to be noteworthy. I'm also looking at the 515 range, right? This one is a hard one to say, guys, but my strategy here is just being extremely cautious, and again, noting the fact that we do have that potential to move to the downside. And again, these moves may not necessarily be bad, right? It's about establishing the next level of support for the next potential push. So I don't make this video in a bearish light. I make this video simply to say if it does drop, this is something to be aware of. Anyway, that's just my opinion, of course, not advice. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Thank you for your time, guys. Goodbye for now. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're taking a quick look here at ASM stock. This is of course a Vino Silver and Gold Miners Limited. You can see this one is jumping up today by 17.5%. So what we're looking at here is of course a major push to the upside. The question is this able to be sustained? I'm going to be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on this over the course of this video. As always, if it does sound good, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. At the same time, do remember I'm not a financial advisor and you should always be doing your own research. Now, as I say, this one is of course jumping up significantly today. You can see this major push to the upside. The stock is now of course coming into overbought range, as you may expect, so we certainly are into the overbought range here with the stock, which again is a fact to watch out for. Levels of resistance that we appear to be hitting today, well, initially you're looking at 659, 660, you are looking up to 665 and also up to 670 potentially, levels past there. Now of course, going forwards into tomorrow, I would like to see this one begin to consolidate. You know, the question here is, are we seeing a major gap up? Are we seeing a major run, or are we seeing some potential price discovery? If that is the case, and if we are about to potentially reset with a new price high, of course this consolidation phase will be particularly significant. You are looking at potential bottoms if we are looking at 645. Below that, I think you are looking at 637, and below that I think you're looking at 625. You know, we could obviously drop a little bit below that, but again, these are the ideal levels that we would be looking for a support at if we are able to find it. But yeah, this stock is of course up huge. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but again, as stocks do climb like this, I do become cautious, and again, the more it runs, the more nervous I do obviously get. Now, that's not to say it's a bad play necessarily, but it is to say be careful. We could see a minor pullback, or even a more major pullback, right? RSI is overbought. We are seeing difficulty at those higher levels as of now, and again, the after hours we are dropping just by 0.15%, but still something to pay attention to. Anyway, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions down below. As I say, it's about, for me, looking if this is a point of price discovery or potentially something which we are going to see a drop from. I'd love to hear all of your personal thoughts and opinions on it in the comments. Thank you for your time, guys, and goodbye for now. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are looking tonight at Mlgo stock. Of course, this is micro algo, which is down tonight by 3.34%. Over the course of this video, I'll be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what might be coming next. As always, if you do enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Do remember though, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Now, coming over here, you can clearly see this stock is, of course, today and over the last couple of days, really beginning to find a new potential breakout point. We did recently touch above the 1050 point, but again, just had a lot of difficulty getting above there and staying above there. That is therefore going to be a level to watch out for. 1050, 1052, all the way up to 1060, 1065, 1070, all levels of potential resistance to watch out for. We have seen difficulty in this range in the past too. So again, if we are able to go up and retest there from here, that could be a very interesting point. Now again, as I say, the stock is of course down today, but for the most part, towards the late part of the day especially, we are seeing quite a lot of consolidation right around the $10 mark, $9.99, $9.95 even, all the way down to the $9.90 range. That is where I want to keep my supports at, right? Potentially you're looking at the $9.80 range. We have seen this in the past too, but again, ideally holding onto this range in the $9.90s. Now again, if we're able to do this, you could again be potentially looking to retouch those highs and possibly break out this time. I reckon that is going to be a significant range to watch out for. If you are not, and if you see a drop, well, initially you're looking at 990, as I say. You could then be looking at the 970 range and potentially all the way down to the 940s. Those are some numbers that I'm looking for. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your time, guys, and goodbye for now. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We're looking at Fubo stock. This one is up today by just 1%. We're looking at what could be coming next. I'm giving you all of my personal opinions on everything that we've seen over the last few days, and again, some of my thoughts and opinions going forwards into the future. As always, if you do like the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I'd like to also remember I'm not a financial advisor, so do make sure to do your own research. Now, jumping straight in, of course, we have seen Fubo stock finding supports down in the 360 range over the last couple of days. You see on the 10th, this stock of course did hit those bottoms around 360, 364, around that price point. Now of course, ever since, we have seen a brief recovery, and now we are coming up to levels of support that we have seen in the past. If you look across to this point, 380, 382, somewhere around this point, we saw it on the 9th, the 10th, you know, and now we are of course seeing it again today. This begs a lot of questions, as we could be looking at a potential breakout, and already so far we have challenged recent highs. We've seen the stock of course touch above levels like 396, touching onto $4, which is of course going to be the next level that I'm paying a lot of attention to. $4 ultimately up to the 405, 410 point is going to be a critical level to see a possible break out of. So anywhere in this range, well, we do have a number of significant points. Again, initially 396 up to $4 on the dot. You are then looking for a potential push up to the 402, 405, and then again onto the 407, 410 points from there. Past that, you are looking up to 413, 414, 415, right, for higher potential levels. Now, I think this time things are building up quite nicely. Again, you have seen this prolonged drop off, and now the RSI levels are coming back down to the more neutral level. Of course, we were briefly very close to oversold, didn't actually make it into that range though, and again, now you are seeing this consolidation. The question is, are we able to touch onto the $4 range? Are we going to struggle at it like we have seen over the course of the last day or two? And again, is this going to result in a drop down? Again, if we are trading in this range really between, let's say, 380 up to $4, right, that is a relatively nice range to be trading in. We just don't want to see a drop out of that, particularly to the downside. A break above the upside could be an absolutely fantastic thing, and I think we are possibly primed for that, but just watch that downside potential, and again, watch that $396, $4 range for a lot of potential resistance. Those are the key numbers that I am paying attention to. I think if we break above this $4 range, things do get very interesting from there. That's just my personal views on it. I'd love to hear yours in the comments. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and goodbye for now. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are going to be looking at SMR stock today. You can see this one is up by 16.68%. I'm going to be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions on what might be coming next. Of course, if you do enjoy the videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd like you also to remember to do your own research, as I am not a financial advisor. Now, with that being said, what am I noticing over here? Well, a few things are standing out. Of course, we are up by over 16% as I say today. But today is not the exception, because you zoom out really until the 29th of September, you've seen the stock running significantly, and that rate of run has been just picking up in the last few days, which is potentially an interesting thing to pay attention to. At the same time, when stocks do run like this, when stocks run like this for a continued period of time, and really since about the 8th of October we are seeing this, I do become a little bit cautious. The RSI is climbing steadily, we are touching on the overbought range. I don't think we're entirely there yet, but we are coming very close. At the same time, guys, we haven't really seen a level of support with this stock for quite some time. Now, we have seen this dip over today, down to the 49.85 range, so you could see potential supports around there. That would be an ideal scenario if we were to fall, because again, if that does happen, we want to have the potential floors there, right? We want to have those potential consolidation points. So watch out for 49.85. Potentially below that, you could be seeing this wick hold up at the downside. And again, this takes us right back down to the $48 range, potentially on its head, as you have seen here and also here. So potential support ranges over there. Now to the upside, you are looking to initially break 53.83, 53.85. You're then looking for a push onto 55.11. You're also then looking up to 56.11. Now, this is an interesting play right now. I think if we're able to break to the upside, there is a lot of potential here. I'd also like to remind you how much this stock has been running, and I think this is important context, right? Because we just haven't seen that consolidation point, and we just don't know if it is going to continue. So again, the more the stock goes up, the more cautious I do become, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't an opportunity here. Personally, I'd just be paying attention to the levels that I have highlighted, and of course, I'd love to hear your personal thoughts on it in the comments. Thank you, goodbye for now. Good evening, guys, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are looking at energy fuels. This stock was down today by 4.7%. We need to speak about this. I'm going to be giving you all of my thoughts and opinions on what we are seeing. As always, if you enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. At the same time, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research, as this is not financial advice. Now, of course, we've seen this stock really run up since mid-August, where the stock was valued at a price of around $8.71. We are clearly significantly above that now into the $25 range. Now, despite the fact that we are falling today and falling quite a bit, I think this is important context to what we are seeing overall. We're seeing a stock which has run up significantly, and realistically, if you zoom out a little bit only, you can see, especially with the rate of acceleration growing since the 1st, we have not really found any major flaws. Yeah, we had a little bit of support on the 13th or 14th, but really not anything past that. And again, this is significant and crucial to note what we are seeing here, particularly considering that we have seen on the 14th is similar to the supports that we are finding now. You're seeing supports around that 23.40 range, and again, this is going to be ideal and what we want to see continuing into the next few days. 23.40 is a perfect range, 23.30 as well, potentially even down to 22.90, but we need to find a strong support. So that is the base level. 22.90 is the absolute lowest that I want to see the stock go to, but you could potentially be looking at 21.80 depending on how you feel about it. Now, potentially to the upside, you have a few levels to break above. 24.99 into 25 is going to be potentially difficult, up to 25.60, and then up to levels such as $26. 26 could take us right up to the 26.70 range, and again, potentially on past to the $27 range and onto 27.40. This is a very interesting point with this stock, and again, we are rising slightly towards the late part of the day, especially considering that drop that we have seen. Whether this holds up into tomorrow and whether we're able to see this continued push, of course, only time will tell. I'd love to hear your personal thoughts on this in the comments. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and goodbye for now. Good evening, guys, welcome back to the channel. We are looking at Laes stock. This one today is down by 2%, and in the after hours down by a further 1.8%. I'm going to be giving you all of my personal thoughts and opinions based on what we are seeing. As always, guys, if you do enjoy the videos, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, it does help me out a lot. Now, jumping straight in and coming over here, looking at the charts, well, you can clearly see this is a stock which is up big over the last couple of weeks, over the last couple of days. Just go back to where we were in early September, not that long ago. This stock was valued at $2, now we're at $7.49. So this is absolutely amazing major rally, and of course since really the 8th of October we are seeing this rally absolutely pick up. With that being said, as stocks do begin to climb at this pace, my question then becomes, where is the floor? And really up to this point, yes, we have had this consolidation around about the 10th or 13th, right? But not really have we seen major consolidation points, especially at this range. I think what we are seeing now is not necessarily a bad thing, especially if we can see levels of support holding around 670, 672, 665, all these ranges that we have seen since a Tuesday, and of course into today. So with all of that being said, these are the levels that I'm looking for at the bottom. I'm looking to see if the 660 range at the very lowest does hold as a potential support. At the same time, this has given us time to cool off on the RSI, now coming almost down to a neutral range, which is a very, very good sign. We are now looking to see breakouts potentially above 744, you're looking all the way up to 750, you are also looking potentially onto 790, and ultimately up to the 824 range, 830, and potentially all the way onto 870, 875. RSI is of course cooling right off, as I say. This could be a very important thing, and again, more consolidation with continued pushes up at a perhaps slower rate into the next few days could be a great situation. We'll see whether we actually get that, but that would be the most ideal thing in my personal view. I'd love to hear your thoughts, guys. Let me know in a comment. Thank you. Goodbye for now. Good evening, everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are looking tonight at Webull stock. Now this one was down today by 1.02%. I'm going to be giving you all of my thoughts and opinions on this over this short video. As always, if you enjoy it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have just hit 14,000 subscribers, so we're now trying to push on to 15,000. Now jumping straight into the video, you can see this one is obviously dropping today. We've seen low points recently right around the 1120 point, and again, this is something to pay attention to going forwards into the next couple of weeks, in my opinion, as we are seeing the stock really nearing lows that we have seen lots of support ranges at. The levels start around 1094, 1095, you're then looking at levels such as 1075, lower than that you're looking all the way down to the 1032 range. Anywhere in this range is a prominent range with significant and historical supports to pay a lot of attention to. Anywhere in this range you could see a potential bottom, a potential recovery for moves to the upside, right? But we just need to see where we are going to find the support first. Now also, we are seemingly seeing the rate of slowdown, slow down, right? We're seeing the rate of decline slow down in the share price over the last couple of days. And going forwards into the next week ahead, this is going to be a very interesting thing to pay a lot of attention to see if we can actually see this as a bottom, hold it, and again, hold this consolidation. If we can, levels that we're pushing to the upside are very notably 1170. You're then going to be looking at levels such as, in my opinion, $12 with a lot of resistance here over the last couple of days. Past that, you could very easily be looking for a push up to 1220. 1220 could take us all the way up to the 1260s, 1270s, and also around 1280. However, that may be a little bit ambitious at the moment. My objective is very simple. I want to see this stock hold a support based on where we are right now. I do think this will be a very strong move. If not, we could very easily be pushing down to this range, but again, time will tell. I'd love to hear your personal thoughts and opinions, guys. Those are the levels that I'm looking for. Let me know your levels in the comments. Thank you. Goodbye for now.